When we think of luxury watches, we often picture precision, craftsmanship, and heritage, not necessarily cutting-edge software or operating systems. But TAG Heuer has always walked a different path. It's one of those few Swiss brands that dared to blend timeless watchmaking with modern technology. And in 2025, that experiment reached a new level. Meet the TAG Heuer connected Calibre E5, the fifth generation of the brand's luxury smartwatch lineup. It's not just another update. It's a complete rethinking of what a connected luxury watch can be. This watch doesn't just live on your wrist. It connects to your lifestyle, your fitness goals, your sense of design, and even your identity. When you unbox it, you instantly see the TAG DNA. The design is pure, bold, and refined. Every curve, every cut, every button click feels intentional. But the real surprise comes when you turn it on, because inside that iconic tag case beats something new, something built entirely in-house. For the first time, TAG Heuer decided to step away from Google's Wear OS. Instead, they built their own system, TAG Heuer OS, based on the Android open-source project. What does that mean for users? It means smoother performance, faster responses, and a design language that feels uniquely TAG. This isn't a generic smartwatch running borrowed software. It's a luxury timepiece with a digital soul crafted by the same brand that brought you the Carrera and Monaco. The new OS changes everything about how you experience this watch. The interface feels lighter, cleaner, and more intuitive. Animations glide smoothly, transitions happen effortlessly, and the entire experience feels tuned, not just functional. It's not about showing you how many notifications you missed. It's about doing it with elegance. And perhaps the biggest surprise? It's now officially optimized for iPhone. That's right. TAG Heuer didn't just create a smartwatch for Android users anymore. They built a bridge between two worlds, the Swiss luxury watch world and Apple's tightly controlled ecosystem. If you're an iPhone user, you'll notice the difference immediately. Pairing is faster. Notifications sync more reliably. Battery management feels smarter. And gone are those random disconnections that frustrated earlier models. The E5 doesn't fight to stay connected. It just stays connected. It's the kind of stability Apple Watch users brag about. But this time, it's wrapped in the unmistakable charm of TAG Heuer's craftsmanship. Stainless steel or titanium, domed sapphire or ceramic bezel. Every combination feels premium, substantial, and worthy of its price tag. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. The E5 isn't just about style. It's about refinement in every possible way. Take the design, for example. TAG now offers two sizes, 45mm and 40mm. That might sound like a small detail, but it changes everything for people who always found earlier connected models too large or too sporty. The 40mm version looks refined, compact, and incredibly balanced on the wrist. It even features a domed sapphire crystal, a subtle nod to vintage glass box chronographs. The 45mm model stays true to TAG's heritage, bold, masculine, and familiar, with its flat crystal and ceramic bezel, giving it that unmistakable professional look. Both models carry that signature TAG Heuer design language. The sharp lugs that hug your wrist perfectly. The satisfying, tactile click of the pushers. The way the case flows smoothly into the strap. You can feel the precision before you even turn the screen on. And the customization? Endless. You can choose from stainless steel, black DLC titanium, or rose gold PVD cases, and pair them with rubber, leather, nylon, or metal straps. Whether you're dressing for a business meeting, a golf course, or a weekend run, the E5 could transform with you. This flexibility is what separates TAG's connected series from other smartwatches. It doesn't just blend technology and design, it balances them. You don't wear it because it tracks your steps. You wear it because it looks like a tag. Now, let's talk about that display. It's brighter, punchier, and more responsive than before. TAG hasn't shared exact brightness numbers, but one glance tells you it's an upgrade. Colors pop. Blacks are deeper. Touch response feels instant. And in bright daylight, it remains legible, something that was a struggle in earlier generations. Underneath that polished exterior, the improvements continue. The hardware is more efficient, running smoother than ever before. The 45mm model can last up to 3 days in low-power mode or 2 days in regular use, which is impressive for such a high-resolution AMOLED display. The 40mm model manages a solid 2 days too. And when it's time to recharge, a quick 30-minute charge gives you almost a full day of use. The battery life, in other words, finally lives up to the premium promise. You no longer have to treat it like a gadget that constantly needs a plug. You can wear it like a real watch, one that happens to be smart. And since we're on the topic of smart, let's dive into the wellness and fitness features. TAG has built a complete wellness dashboard that tracks your heart rate, blood oxygen, SpO2, heart rate variability, HRV, sleep quality, and even stress patterns. The dual-band GPS ensures more accurate location tracking, whether you're running downtown or hiking off-grid. Everything feels integrated, polished, and consistent with the rest of the experience. You don't get a mess of mismatched menus or confusing data. Instead, you get one cohesive design language that makes tracking your body feel as elegant as tracking time. And for athletes, there's even more. The TAG Heuer Connected Calibre E5 Golf Edition is built specifically for golfers who appreciate precision on and off the course. It comes loaded with over 40,000 golf course maps, automatic scoring, shot tracking, and faster GPS lock-ins. Each detail is designed to make your game smoother and smarter. But doesn't stop there. TAG also partnered with New Balance for a special edition that merges Swiss design with athletic innovation. This version comes in a black DLC titanium case, a sporty rubber textile hybrid strap, and custom watch faces inspired by New Balance's running shoes. It's a collaboration that makes perfect sense. Luxury meets performance. Elegance meets energy. And that partnership perfectly reflects TAG's broader vision with the E5. This watch isn't chasing Apple or Garmin. It's not trying to win a tech race. Instead, it's chasing refinement, that delicate balance between craftsmanship and smart functionality. You're not buying it because it's the smartest watch on the market. You're buying it because it's a TAG, one that happens to be smart. The E5 stays true to its roots. It feels like a genuine Swiss watch first and a tech product second. It carries that familiar TAG spirit, bold, elegant, confident. Yet, it quietly brings the power of AI, software optimization, and health tracking right to your wrist. Now, let's talk about what really defines a luxury smartwatch, the way it feels in everyday life. When you wear the E5, you notice small things that make a big difference. The smooth scroll of the interface, the precise alignment of the bezel, the way the display reacts instantly to your touch. The vibration feedback feels subtle yet deliberate, like a mechanical click translated into digital form. You can tell this isn't just another gadget. It's a piece of craftsmanship with a processor inside. Even though it doesn't support third-party apps or Google Pay, something that might disappoint some users, it's important to understand why. TAG intentionally left those out to maintain control, consistency, and battery efficiency. When you're paying over $1,600, you don't want a laggy interface or a glitchy app ruining your experience. You want it to feel flawless, and that's exactly what TAG focused on. The pricing reflects that philosophy too. The 40mm model starts around $1,600 with a rubber strap. The 45mm stainless steel version ranges between $1,700 and $1,900, depending on your choice of finish. And for those who want the very best, the black DLC titanium or Golf Edition models, expect to pay up to $2,400. At that price point, the E5 is not competing with an Apple Watch Ultra. It's competing with heritage. It's standing next to mechanical icons that define luxury. And yet it brings a new kind of intelligence to that world. TAG Heuer has always been about pushing limits. Whether it was the first automatic chronograph movement, the micrograph stopwatch, or their bold Formula One collaborations, innovation has always been part of the brand's DNA. The connected Calibre E5 continues that story, just in a digital form. This is not a smartwatch pretending to be luxury. This is luxury that happens to be smart. It represents a new chapter, one where tradition and technology fina. LLY coexist without compromise. We can have sapphire, ceramic, and titanium sitting alongside AI-enhanced software, where the spirit of motorsport, craftsmanship, and innovation merge into one seamless experience. And perhaps that's the true beauty of the TAG Heuer connected Calibre E5. It doesn't try to replace your smartphone or outsmart your gadgets. It simply complements your lifestyle. It lets you stay connected without losing touch with elegance. So when you glance at that vivid AMOLED dial, remember, you're not just looking at time. You're looking at decades of Swiss watchmaking heritage wrapped around a modern heartbeat of code. That's the magic of the E5. TAG Heuer looked at that world and asked a simple question. What if a smartwatch didn't have to sacrifice elegance to be intelligent? What if technology could be invisible, something you feel, not something you notice? That's the philosophy behind the Calibre E5. Every element, from its interface to its design, has been created around that central idea, subtle sophistication. You're not bombarded with endless menus or overloaded settings. Instead, you get a clean, minimal experience, a reminder that true luxury often lies in simplicity. The TAG Heuer OS plays a big role here. By designing its own software, TAG could finally control every interaction. Nothing feels borrowed. Every swipe, tap, and transition carries a sense of precision, just like the click of a TAG mechanical crown. It's smooth, confident, deliberate. And that's the magic of good design, when the technology disappears and only the experience remains. The system itself feels alive. The watch faces, or dials, are rich with depth and motion. Some mimic classic mechanical layouts, chronograph subdials, textured backgrounds, polished indices, while others explore more modern aesthetics. There's something oddly satisfying about seeing a digital chronograph that looks and behaves like a real one, down to the smallest shadow. It's not just about showing the time. It's about reminding you that time is beautiful. That connection to TAG's heritage runs deep. The Calibre E5 doesn't deny the past. It celebrates it. It borrows from the Carrera, the Monaco, the Aquaracer, each legendary collection that shaped TAG's identity. But instead of replicating them mechanically, it reimagines them digitally. When you wear it, you're not wearing a smartwatch that looks like a watch. You're wearing a TAG Heuer that happens to be smart. There's a big difference, and that difference becomes even more clear once you live with it. Every morning when you fasten it around your wrist, it feels familiar, not cold or overly technical. The materials are real. The craftsmanship is tangible. The sapphire crystal catches the light the same way it would on a high-end mechanical tag. The ceramic bezel gleams with precision. And yet, under that elegance, it's quietly collecting your steps, monitoring your heartbeat, and analyzing your sleep. It's luxury with a heartbeat, literally and figuratively. One of the most impressive things about the E5 is how balanced it feels. It's not overly focused on fitness like Garmin. It's not trying to replace your phone like Apple. It sits in the middle, the perfect intersection of fashion and function. You could wear it to a business meeting, a formal dinner, or a morning run, and it would never look out of place. That's something only a handful of smartwatches can claim. And then there's the battery optimization. In earlier generations, battery life was always the Achilles heel of luxury smartwatches. TAG clearly took that criticism seriously. The E5's efficient chip and optimized OS mean you can finally go through your day, or even your weekend, without constantly worrying about your charger.